Zephaniah, a prophet from the Old Testament, is known for his profound message of judgment and hope. His story begins during a tumultuous period in ancient Israel, where corruption and idolatry were prevalent among the people. Zephaniah was believed to have been born into a noble family in the city of Jerusalem, during the reign of King Josiah. He grew up witnessing the moral decay and spiritual waywardness of his society, as the people turned away from God and embraced pagan practices. Despite this, Zephaniah remained faithful to Yahweh and sought to bring about change. As a young man, Zephaniah received a divine calling from God to become a prophet. He was given a vision of impending judgment upon Judah and the surrounding nations due to their disobedience and unfaithfulness. Filled with zeal for God's righteousness, Zephaniah dedicated himself to delivering this message to the people. Zephaniah's prophecies were characterized by their vivid imagery, poetic language, and powerful warnings. He proclaimed that God would bring destruction upon Judah for their sins, including idol worship, violence, and social injustice. Zephaniah warned of a day of reckoning, known as the Day of the Lord, when God's judgment would fall upon the entire earth. However, amidst the message of judgment, Zephaniah also offered a glimmer of hope. He spoke of a remnant who would be spared from God's wrath and promised restoration and blessings for those who turned back to Yahweh with repentant hearts. Zephaniah encouraged the people to seek righteousness, humility, and obedience to God's commandments. Zephaniah's prophecies were not well received by many in his society. The people were resistant to change and dismissive of his warnings. However, King Josiah, who was known for his efforts to reform the nation, took Zephaniah's words seriously and implemented various religious reforms in an attempt to avert the impending judgment. Despite the opposition and indifference he faced, Zephaniah continued to faithfully deliver God's message. He remained steadfast in his conviction, urging the people to turn away from their wickedness and return to a genuine relationship with Yahweh. The ultimate fulfillment of Zephaniah's prophecies came several decades later when Babylonian forces invaded Judah, destroyed Jerusalem, and exiled its inhabitants. The nation faced the consequences of their disobedience, just as Zephaniah had foretold. However, Zephaniah's message of hope also came to pass, as a remnant was preserved and eventually returned to rebuild Jerusalem. Zephaniah's legacy lives on through his prophetic writings, which were preserved in the biblical book that bears his name. His words continue to inspire and challenge readers today, reminding us of the importance of faithfulness, repentance, and hope in the face of adversity.